Hey, good Wednesday morning, everybody. Meteorologist Panovich here. Thought I'd do a quick vlog on the cold air heading our way tonight, and we'll hint a little bit about this potential tropical system in the Gulf, whether or not we'll get more beneficial rain. But let's focus on today. Nice, steady rain. Certainly not a drought buster, but boy, it sure was nice to see all this rain move through. You see the big area of showers moving through. And here's the key thing. It is moving through quickly. The back edge of the rain is up near Raleigh, but here's the cold front. I'm going to stop this here in a second, and I'll show you where the actual cold front is. It's roughly right here. And this cold front's going to move through, and the air mass back here is much cooler. But as we go into the weekend, we will see that cool air move in behind it. We're talking about maybe the first frost or freeze of the season. Here's a wider look at it. You can see the cold front back here to the west, and the air mass up in here is impressively cool. In fact, temperatures up in this area are running generally in the 40s and 50s even at noontime here, and that cold air will be pushing down to the southeast and heading into the Carolinas. Coming up later tonight and especially tomorrow night, I think we're going to see maybe our first frost of the season. So yeah, the real story with this cold front, it's a legitimate cold front, and we're going to see by far the coolest air of the season so far. I think those temperatures, tomorrow might really struggle to maybe even get back into the 60s. Here's a look at those temperatures. Look how cold it is up over the Midwest, 30s and 40s. So this air mass behind it is legit. I mean, it's going to feel like autumn tomorrow as this air mass moves in. Today might be a struggle even to recover to 70. I think we'll maybe get close to that before we see the temperature fall pretty quickly. Let me show you the forecast tonight. Once the front moves through, you can see it's maybe 70, 71 today. The front moves through, and then tonight into tomorrow morning. I'm going to stop this right around 7 a.m. Well, I will stop it at right there about 8 a.m., 7 to 8 a.m. Let's start at 7. So you can see 30s in the mountains, a lot of 40s across the Piedmont, even low 40s. Certainly chilly, but the wind would preclude any frost development. Then during the day tomorrow, bright sunshine. It's going to be summer sweater weather, I should say. It's going to feel like autumn. Look at these highs. Low and mid 60s for the Piedmont with full sunshine. It's going to feel amazing. 40s in the mountains. Let's look at those colors changing. But tomorrow night, just a heads up, if you still got the garden going, I do think we're going to have the potential to be very, very close to frost potential. You can see some of these outline areas, upper 30s to near 40 degrees. Remember, you can get frost above 32 degrees. Frost forms in the mid to upper 30s, especially on surfaces that have complete view of the sky. So we're saying open fields, your rooftop, car tops, things under trees and close to the house. They get what's called long wave radiation or some heat from those objects, and it keeps it a little bit warmer. But wide open plots of land will see frost form, especially the low-lying areas. And in the mountains, maybe even a freeze in some high mountain valleys like we saw yesterday. And then during the day on Friday, warms back into the 60s. Friday night football should be nice and frosty again, so a cool night as we go into Friday night for football. Saturday looks spectacular. Low 70s under mostly sunny skies. Now, let's talk about this tropical thing, because I'm going to show you the satellite first. What's really interesting to me is there's a little tropical depression over here in the Pacific side. There's also an area of low pressure here. It looks like they might merge together and then move to the northeast. Now, I'm not really concerned about this thing developing. I'm going to show you this map here. Let me turn off the temperatures here. And you can see the probability of this thing developing. So you see our Pacific system down here, and you see our low here. So it really doesn't matter what, where it's coming from. Something down here has about a 50% chance of development. And I don't think it'll become a tropical storm. It could become a tropical depression. The bigger story is, where's this moisture going to go? Now, yesterday, it looked like this thing was going to come right over us. Now, it might be more to our south-southeast. So this is something to keep an eye on the Gulf Coast. But for us, we actually would want this. This is not a negative. This is not something to worry about. We need the rain, and this is not going to be a flooding event. This would be a good soaking rain for our area if it could manage to get up here and give us some moisture. So this thing is actually a good thing to keep an eye on. So let's look at the guidance at this thing. So you can see the front over us today. I'm going to go out a little bit here in the future, and you can see I'm going to stop this later tonight into tomorrow morning. So we'll stop this tomorrow morning. Looks like we're going to have a big blob. And yeah, that's not a meteorological term, but it's a tropical disturbance. A whole bunch of moisture here in the western and central Gulf. And you can see we're under high pressure. Here's the nor'easter over the northeast. So you can see why it's going to be so cold here. We've got the nor'easter here, Canadian high pressure, so all this cold air pumping here. But this is the tropical thing we're going to keep an eye on. So let's go back down. We'll go through time. This is tomorrow morning. We'll go through tomorrow afternoon. We'll go towards tomorrow night, and we'll stop this on Friday morning. So Friday morning, we've got something brewing down here in the Gulf of Mexico. Doesn't look very organized. Looks like maybe a depression or a storm. And this is why I don't think it's going to develop in anything. You can see it trying to close off some isobars, but whatever it is, it doesn't have a lot of time to strengthen. In fact, it's going to head towards the Florida Panhandle here. It looks like sometime on Friday afternoon into Friday night. Friday night into Saturday, it starts moving north. As we go into Saturday, it looks like it's going to stay to south. Now, this is the GFS. It's really quick with this system. I don't think it's going to be moving that fast. But at the very earliest, late Saturday, we could see some showers move in. But it really looks to be Sunday. So on Sunday, you can see this mess moving over us and then moving off to the east. So this would be a good soaker. Now, yesterday, it looked like the low itself was down here. It looked like it was up here yesterday, tracking more in this direction. So it seems to be shifting to the south, which is a trend to keep an eye on because that means it could be shifting further to our southeast, which would put us more on the dry side, which isn't actually a good thing, and then moving off the east coast real quickly. So this is something to keep an eye on for a soaker at some point this weekend. I'm hoping it gets over us. And again, I know it seems weird. I'm saying we're rooting for a tropical system here, but we need this rain. And because it's not going to be a slow-moving, flooding, wind, tornado threat kind of thing, this is really exactly what the doctor ordered to help out with the drought. We had rain today. We had rain on Sunday. If we get rain again this weekend, 3 days of rain in 1 week would be amazing for our agriculture, our surface water, our lawns, trees. So this is something to keep an eye on for this weekend. And if you have outdoor plans, definitely keep an eye on this as well. Of course, I'll be monitoring it and I'll post updates as we get closer to the weekend. Have a great Wednesday, everybody, and enjoy the first real taste of autumn. Get your pumpkin spice now.